Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one lined up for you today. We're going to hear from an investor from Stansberry Research and what he says about the Fed coin and how it could kill crypto. But yet we're also going to hear from Crypto Dad, who says, be aware, you're going to hear a lot from the digital dollar in the United States in 2022. We got so much lined up for you today. I can't even run it all down. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackUpBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. Give us a follow on Facebook at Digital Perspectives News, no spaces. We will be doing some exclusive live shows from that Facebook page that we have, Digital Perspectives News, no spaces. $1.989 trillion market cap for crypto. We're still bleeding heavy. Bitcoin now at 41,900. Ethereum is at 3,200 plus. We see that Solana coming in at $145 and change. Cardano is $1.24. XRP is 76 cents. Look, let's take a look at the range of price here. We will hear from a technical analyst before we get out of here today about what to look for on the up and down side of the price of XRP. Right now, we see we're 0.7400 on the bottom and 0.7778 on the top. We will keep an eye on it. Take a look here. This is Raymond Fuentes, who is now a part of the Link2 family. Welcome to the Link2 family, Raymond. And he tells us if you buy the product Just Egg, the SPV private equity they have there, you can still get $1,000 in XRP to all who invest.
Hello, family and friends. Ray Fuentes here, community manager at Link2. I'm dropping in to let you know that Link2's got a juicy deal on the menu for all you savvy investors out there that understand the importance of diversifying your portfolio. Link2 will be running a promotion in support of a global movement taking the world by storm, and that's Meatless Mondays. So for every Monday on a go-forward basis, Link2 will be offering private shares of the unicorn Eat Just at $24 a share. Eat Just was founded in 2011, applying cutting-edge science and technology to create healthier and more sustainable foods like plant-based eggs, mayonnaise, and other tasty treats. And taking Meatless Mondays one step further, Link2 will be giving $1,000 in XRP to all investors who fund their investment using their Uphold wallet.
And let me tell you something, make no mistake about it. It is because they support the understanding that XRP is a currency. This is why they do that. Now, that's putting your money where your mouth is. Link2 is a great company. They make private investing simple. You just have to go and register. If you're not accredited, register anyway, because there's $100,000s of dollars or more in CB insights on data on these companies from these different sectors that you get for free, even if you're not accredited. Absolutely great company. Look right here. I thought this was interesting. Now, you might not see. Well, let's see what this here is. Create a free account. Let me see if I can just refresh this, because what it comes down to, here it is right here. Ripple jobs, employees, 626 and growing, ladies and gentlemen. And look at the openings that are still there. I tell you what, this company, regardless of the SEC lawsuit, is growing so quickly. And then just a reminder here very quickly, Rosie Rios, former U.S. Treasurer, Sandy O'Connor, Anya Manuel, to name a few powerful women on Ripple's board of directors, knowing Rosie Rios has her name on over $1 trillion worth of U.S. money floating around the world. You know, I've made this mention. I'm just going to say it very quickly here. There's a reason all these years we've seen started out with Michael S. Barr, right, from the Treasury, Craig Phillips from the Treasury, Susan Friedman, who's still there at Ripple, and on the Digital Pound Foundation as well, right, from the Treasury. We know that Rosie Rios is from the Treasury, 43rd Treasurer, right? There's a reason. That, to me, is one of those fundamental signals that says Ripple understands exactly what the path is for the Ripple net and XRP and the XRP ledger. That's how I understand those appointments to that company, right? If not, they would have gone a different direction and hired a bunch of securities people to manage it, becoming a security, right? That's why ultimately I do believe, and we're going to look at more information here about a large part of this market, as you know, and I've said this many times, crypto as a large part of this market may end up becoming digital asset securities. But I do believe that the case, as much as it points to the entire crypto space, I believe XRP will squeak through being a virtual currency. That's how I see that. We'll get more in that in just a second. Central Bank of Bahrain completed a successful overseas remittance trial and enabled, by JP Morgan's digital currency JPM coin. Ripple is also working and partnered with the Central Bank of Bahrain, so I wonder if there's any connection to JP Morgan. I would not be surprised. XRP crypto wolf. Absolutely. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff here. We know that these kind of tests have been going on. We will continue to watch it. We know JPM Morgan or JPM coin and XRP were both cited by the World Economic Forum as inter and intra-bank solutions to a CBDC world. Digital payments company PayPal has been making a big push to enter the crypto industry and is now examining the possibility of launching their own stablecoin. This just keeps getting bigger. And what I see here, right, is, what is going to take place in the digital world. All these different companies are going to create their own token and coin. It will be like an in-house coin. It could even be a rebate coin in some instances, like for Coca-Cola or Pepsi has Pep coin, right? But the reality is I see this happening everywhere in every way. And if you have something on the back end, like a bridge currency like XRP to settle it all, then the friction is no longer an issue the way it is in the physical paper world. And if you digitize everything without a bridge currency, all you have done is tokenized and digitized the problem in the paper world and moved it to the digital world. A bridge currency has to be in place some kind of which way, in my eyes, for the CBDC system to work at all and to get the advantages of it. Judge Netberg made clear that the SEC's treatment analysis of Bitcoin and Ethereum are relevant, and we've known this, regarding the court's analysis of XRP under the Howey and Fair Notice defense. We are getting closer by the day to hearing the judge make some kind of a ruling on that fair notice defense. We will keep an eye out for what happens there. We're getting closer and closer. Expert discovery is going to end in the next handful of days here. Looking right here, this is a great conversation that took place here with John Deaton and Naomi Brockwell. And listen to what he says here, because this is a reminder that you don't have to root for Ripple if you don't like Ripple or XRP, but we're all being attacked. This comes from the SEC, and we're about to look at some information here that really lays out, I believe, the support for the SEC to be the bully in the schoolyard. Take a look.
What shocks a lot of people is that they call me the XRP attorney, right? Because I'm doing this on behalf of the XRP community, but I own ETH, I own Bitcoin, and this isn't about XRP itself. What people have done, and some people don't like Brad Garlinghouse, or they think Ripple, is more centralized because they own more of the tokens and all that, and they think it's not going to happen to them. And it's a very slippery slope. And I'm warning everyone, just don't believe me. Pull up the complaint and read it. And if you own Algo or ADA or anyone, I don't mean to pick on any particular one, it doesn't matter. You could literally substitute the crypto that you own and love for XRP, and the language would equally apply. And that is dangerous. And so whether you hate Ripple, you don't have to root for Ripple, but you need to root for crypto, and you need to root against the SEC's overreach. And that, I think, is the common bond that can bring us together.
Well said, John Deaton. This guy, I tell you, we're very fortunate to have this guy be representing XRP holders, let alone, the truth is, he's representing the entire crypto space through this case. If you have not gone and joined the class action lawsuit, go to either Crypto Law or John Deaton's Twitter, which is handle is right here, and sign up. And if you've done that already, go and connect with Congress through the crypto law page. It is powerful what is taking place. We all need to be a part of that together. Take a look at this, because this sets the tone where we're going here, and there's going to be quite a bit of information you need to see here. Technology Breakthroughs 2022, Markets versus Central Banks. Isn't this what we've been talking about for so long? We've really been talking about the idea that central banks and regulators will not stand idly by while this crypto space could potentially bring down the banking system. That's the fear here. Meanwhile, there's several thousand cryptos in existence. The top 20 make up 90% of the market. Now, let's think about how you rein a market like this in. You rein it in by introducing central bank digital currencies so the on and off ramp is trackable, or by anointing a public-private relationship like the USD coin and holding them to a heightened regulatory supervisory standard. That way you can make sure that that public-private relationship is legitimate to the representation of a government's dollar, right? Okay, so with that being said, basically, this is the ECB and obviously Benoit Courier from the BIS discussing that they need to get out here and have some, central bank digital currency in place so they don't get out of the game. They want to stay in the game. They want to maintain their power and relevance when it comes to this, and they're never going to give it up. Now, this is a gentleman right here. It's E.B. Tucker, and he warns about the Fed coin is coming. And he says when it comes, you'll see crypto basically go away. Just listen to this quick clip here.
I think the powers that be don't care how big and how hot that market gets, is that ultimately when it ends in the introduction of Fed coin, and it's all over. And I think there's things like Ethereum survive as a utility coin. I think Bitcoin has some value. Some of the coins have value, but to think that 10,000 crypto tokens are going to be used as private money with no sovereign control is utterly insane.
And there it is. And to a degree, I understand where he's coming from, right? I mean, look, they're going to rein this market in. That's what this central bank digital currency, launch around the world is all about. In just a second, we're going to hear from Chris Giancarlo, Crypto Dad, who's going to tell you some information about the digital dollar as well. If you look at this is the angle that we've been discussing for so long. It's like, how will they all be deemed securities? Institutional investors say SEC having more power to regulate crypto will boost prices, they say. The institutional investors want this. They want the SEC to regulate crypto because they know they're already in compliance with securities regulations as institutional investors. And if they bring it inside of that framework broadly, then they can invest right away and bring enormous amounts of money that we have not seen to date. That will make your head spin. Now, looking at this article, I want to bring you to, I think it was, it's not that long, I'll just read the whole thing. But Nickel Digital Asset Management and regulated European digital asset hedge fund manager recently released a report to institutional adoption of crypto assets. The report includes a survey and interviews 50 wealth managers, 50 institutional investors across the US, UK, Germany, France, and the UAE. They collectively manage around $108.4 billion. The report explains that security concerns top the list of why institutional investors are skeptical about investing in crypto assets. According to the survey results, 79% of the respondents see asset custody and key considerations outside of that as an issue. The point I wanted to bring to this is that the first issue is that they want to see this brought inside the SEC framework. I have been saying for over a year now with this lawsuit that the SEC would like to consider the large majority of this market digital asset securities. I believe this case is about XRP not getting that designation, but getting potentially a bearer instrument, because that's how the SEC sees a lot of these assets in the crypto space, as bearer instruments, right? Securities that have utility, right? The question is will we be able to get XRP over the hump and through the door before it shuts to be a bearer instrument that's a non-security instrument, which could be determined through the Reeves test, which we've covered here heavily on this channel. Now, while all of this power grab is happening with the SEC, the White House has officially submitted the nominations to fill 2 more seats at the CFTC with the upcoming departure of another commissioner. And now that we also understand that we just saw, is it Rostin Benham just was confirmed here at the end of December. So we know we have that. What I wanted to play for you here is there may also be an opportunity for Biden to shake up the leadership at another government agency responsible for digital asset regulation in the United States. It's the SEC. Don't forget, Elad Roisman is expected to lead the agency by the end of January, and Commissioner Allison Lee term ends and expires in June. Some experts have noted that placing different financial experts across these 3 major U.S. government agencies could have an impact on crypto-related policy. Oh, I'll say. All of this delay for these other agency seats, like we still haven't got the OCC, it's still Michael Hugh there, who is the interim head. Omarova got knocked out, she's gone, and we haven't even seen someone be recommended that I know of in place of her. So with that being said, that really lends the notion to me that the administration is absolutely fine with Gary Gensler's approach from the SEC towards the crypto market, and they've handicapped all the other agencies by not filling the chairs while he does this jurisdictional power grab. If I'm wrong, I'll make the video, but that's what it looks like to me. This right here from Bank XRP says Congress may challenge SEC's crypto regulation efforts. Now, listen, I'm a cynical guy. I do try to see the glass half full, but, I can only hope that Chris Giancarlo, who I have an immense amount of respect for, is a brilliant guy. I really hope that he's right here and that Congress really becomes, the net that stops the SEC from overreaching here. I'm going to play this clip, and it is extremely powerful what he's talking about. He's going to talk about Congress really getting educated and understanding what's going on here and what these crypto assets are. He's going to talk about the digital dollar and how you're going to see more happening in the United States with it in 2022 as well. Take a listen.
Congress takes time. So I think what we'll see in 2022 is the beginning of evolution of this response. I think that congressmen and women are getting much further up the curve, and the same is happening in the Senate. And I think that's all for the good. And I think you'll see them pushing back in some quarters, to some degree, against the sort of very regressive approach of the SEC in particular. Crypto has opened up financial inclusion to far more people. It's captured the imagination of far more young people than Wall Street's been able to do in a generation. And I think this approach of the SEC to investor protection that says that basically it's going to protect you from participating in the most exciting new ventures and limit those to just rich and wealthy accredited investors cuts again, that sort of a regressive approach cuts against the very sort of progressive approach that crypto has presented. So I'm expecting Congress to get in the game and begin pushing back against that, I think, very harsh approach out of the regulatory state, out of the SEC. I'm also expecting that 2022 will be the year when you see a much greater advancement of central bank digital currencies, and specifically a digital dollar here in the United States. I think the Fed is going to move much further in this year than they have in the last few years. And quite frankly, the Digital Dollar Project, which I launched several years ago, is going to have a very active 2022 to begin some experimentation and pilot projects to look at what role a central bank digital currency can play in this new evolving marketplace. Not exclusively, because I support the development of all kinds of non-sovereign efforts, but also to make sure that if the United States launches a central bank digital currency, a digital dollar, then it reflects societal values of a free society. I'm hopeful that a free and open society accepts a lot of diversity in its payment systems, in its ability to transfer value. And I hope that the U.S. approach to Web 3.0 is very much like the U.S. approach to Web 1.0, and to let 1,000 flowers bloom and to allow this innovation to take place. But because I do believe, and we're already seeing it around the world, that most of the world's central banks, over 80 of the world's major central banks, are already experimenting with central bank digital currency, because I do believe that ultimately the attractions of this will be such that the United States itself will do this. We launched the Digital Dollar Project to make sure that the values that a free society holds dear, values like economic liberty and privacy and freedom from censorship, are enshrined in whatever digital dollar, whatever central bank digital currency the Fed may decide to roll out in the future.
I mean, such powerful comments from him. And listen, this is a guy boots on the ground here, right? Working on the Digital Dollar Project, and seeing that really begin to be in the United States, whether it's in a pilot phase situation or what have you. He is hugely optimistic on that. And he seems to be hugely optimistic on the fact that Congress is getting their mind around this new crypto space, and they're not going to let the SEC destroy the innovation. And that's our biggest concern, and we gotta cross our fingers and toes until we find out exactly how that shakes out. Shout out to Crypto Dad on that one. Legal experts and XRP supporters are optimistic about the lawsuit's final ruling, while analysts predict up to 44% gains for XRP possibly this month. It's hard for me to understand where these gains would come from without news and positive fundamental news in the space or dealing with the case itself, but I remain optimistic. And so does Dark Defender right here. He says you could take a look at the bullish pattern in the daily charts. The sentiment was sub-zero when the lawsuit popped up, and XRP touched 17 cents. I bought that dip too, buddy. I can tell you right now. Just check below the technical analysis. This pattern can easily pull XRP up to $1, just as the article recommended as well. But let's take a look here at a couple things that are in this. If you take a look at where we currently are right now, and he says, we get through this phase and we could end up on the high side pushing to 264, which would be fantastic. But right here, if you look at the RSI, you can see the RSI could double tap, which can pull the support down to 65 cents, which is another 10, 12 cents lower than we currently are right now, right? So I love like Coins Kid and Dark Defender and so many others we bring on this channel, because they will give you the expected high side if we cross over certain price points, and then they'll also give you the support where if we fall lower, where those places will be. So you don't feel like you're in a complete free-for-all per se. I feel like, okay, well, if it rolls down and touches that area, it's expected. The larger point for me is that when they show us the upside and the downside, we remain in a situation that seems to be in line with the charting tools that are used by many of these different technical analysts, which leaves me to be bullish on the technical side, which I am not the best at. Not financial advice from me or anyone else, but I'm looking forward to 264 and so much more. But I'm also looking forward to the resolution of this case, which I believe will make XRP the most compliant, vetted digital asset on planet Earth. And if the article, as it told us with Christine Lagarde and Benoit Coyer, that 90% of the value of the crypto market is in the top 20 assets, I want you now to think about that. Think about the resolution in this case. Think about clarity and legislation from Congress. Think about the potential for a lot of these projects to fall away because they can't live up to the hype bar of what the regulatory compliance will cost. And this market being whittled down from 10,000+ crypto projects to maybe 100 or a couple hundred, right? That to me is really a moment that a watershed moment that I think we all will see happen in the not too distant future. And when it does, imagine that same amount of money, $2-3 trillion and more, going into that amount of assets instead of 10,000. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description and comment box. They are products and services I use each and every day, and they are trusted, vetted links. Great specials in there. I'll catch all of you on the next one.